This event became the basis for the superstition of Friday the 13th. The order was conceived as an intellectual counter to all sorts of superstitions and conspiracy theories. If only Weishaupt had known how ironic life can be. In Icke's global conspiracy, Jews are not involved. Instead, he posits that reptilians are in control. Did you know that even in ancient Rome there were conspiracy theories, and one of the most famous ones has its symbolic continuation in modern times, subtly morphing into 5G and reptilians? And I'm not joking. Conspiracy theories have accompanied our civilization throughout its entire history, regardless of social structure, system of governance, or level of technological progress. Belief in hidden agendas and the desire to find connections, even where they don't exist, is part of the biological makeup of humans and the social fabric of society. According to statistics, the percentage of people believing in modern conspiracy theories like 9/11 or 5G ranges from 40 to 60% depending on the country. In this video, we will try to understand what conspiracy theories are, delve into their history, and look at the most popular and most dangerous theories, and, as a bonus, discuss how to avoid falling for them and keep a sharp mind even during times of social upheaval. Disclaimer: if you are a supporter of any of the theories I will mention in this video, it doesn't mean that you're stupid. On the contrary, I would be happy to hear the arguments in support of your beliefs in the comments. Let's start with the conspiracy theories of the early era, which were popular in the largest state at the time called the Roman Empire. Nero and Rome. In July of 64 AD, a great fire broke out in Rome, lasting 6 days and destroying much of the city. This fire occurred during the reign of the Roman Emperor Nero. First started on July 18th in the merchant shops near the Great Circus and quickly spread throughout the city, destroying about 2/3 of it, including residential areas, temples, and public buildings. The exact cause of the fire is unknown. Whether it was arson is still a matter of speculation. One theory suggests that Nero himself orchestrated the massive fire to blame the Christians and initiate mass executions and persecutions against this rapidly growing new religious sect. I do not wish to delve into whether Nero was responsible for the fire, but a more interesting fact is that Nero indeed spread rumors about the Christians setting Rome on fire. By doing so, he gave rise to conspiracy theories about the dangers of this sect and their hidden schemes, thereby increasing the hatred towards Christians who were unfavorable to him. This is probably not the first, but certainly one of the most striking early instances of using conspiracy theories for political purposes. We also cannot fail to mention a related conspiracy theory that emerged somewhat earlier. This is the conspiracy theory according to which Jews killed Roman children and used them in their ritual sacrifices. We will discuss this conspiracy theory in detail in a few minutes, as it is, in my opinion, the most interesting in its development. But for now, the fall of the Order of the Templars. The Order of the Templars, or the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, was founded in 1119 to protect pilgrims on their way to the Holy Land. Over time, the order accumulated significant wealth and influence, becoming a powerful military and financial force. By the early 14th century, King Philip IV of France faced serious financial problems. He was in debt to the Templars, who provided loans and financial services to the crown. Seizing the order's wealth was one of the king's motives. He sought to replenish the treasury and eliminate his debts. The Templars answered only to the Pope and were independent of royal authority, which irritated Philip. He saw the order as a threat to his power and used accusations of heresy, blasphemy, and other crimes as a pretext to suppress the order. On Friday, October 13th, 1307, by the order of King Philip IV, all Templars in France were arrested. This event became the basis for the superstition of Friday the 13th, as an unlucky, cursed day. The Templars were accused of heresy, devil worship, sodomy, and other crimes. The accusations were based on confessions obtained under torture. In 1308, Pope Clement V issued the decree Pastoralis Praeminentia, demanding the arrest of the Templars and the confiscation of their property throughout Europe. Trials of the Templars took place in various European countries, but the greatest cruelty was shown in France. In 1312, at the Council of Vienne, Pope Clement V officially dissolved the Order of the Templars with a bull Vox in Excelso. In 1314, the Grand Master of the Order, Jacques de Molay, was executed by burning in Paris. According to legend, before his death, he cursed King Philip IV and Pope Clement V, predicting their imminent deaths, which indeed occurred within a year. The Templars' property was transferred to the Order of the Hospitallers, but a significant portion went to the Crown and local authorities. King Philip IV gained significant financial benefits from the confiscation of the Templars' property. After the dissolution of the Order, the Templars ceased to exist as an organized force. However, the fall of the Order gave rise to numerous myths and legends about the Templars' hidden treasures, their secret knowledge, and their continued hidden existence and secret meetings. Some theories claim that the Templars found the Holy Grail and hid it, and that the Order exists to this day. These ideas are supported in works in popular culture, such as Holy Blood, Holy Grail by Michael Bagent, and The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. However, there is no historical evidence for this theory. But as we mentioned in our previous episode about tarot cards, this theory captivated the minds of prominent occultists and Freemasons of the 19th and 20th centuries, such as Arthur Edward Wade and many other members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Illuminati and the French Revolution. Who are these Illuminati that cause so much ambiguity in people's minds? Most often, the term refers to the members of the Bavarian Illuminati Society, founded by Professor Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt was a Bavarian philosopher and writer, known as an opponent of Immanuel Kant's philosophy. On May 1st, 1776, he created the Order of the Bavarian Illuminati. The order promoted Enlightenment ideas such as reason, science, a secular state, and opposition to religious dogma and tyranny. This caused concern among the authorities, who saw it as a potential threat to their stability and influence. In essence, the order was conceived as an intellectual counter to all sorts of superstitions and conspiracy theories. If only Weishaupt had known how ironic life can be. Within a few years, the organization attracted many intellectuals, politicians, and members of the European elite. During its existence, the Illuminati produced two key documents: the Declaration of Independence of the Order. This document outlines Enlightenment ideas such as freedom of thought, rationality, and a critical attitude towards traditional authorities and religious dogmas. The Perfect Man. This is a guide for educating members of the order, containing philosophical and ethical instructions on how to become a perfect person according to the ideals of the Illuminati. In 1785, Bavarian authorities banned the activities of the Illuminati, with the church playing a significant role in this decision due to its fear of losing authority because of the order's ideas. Many members were arrested or forced into hiding. This essentially marked the end of the Illuminati's activities. However, in 1797, the priest and conspiracist Augustin de Baruel published the book Memoirs Illustrating the History of Jacobinism, describing a global conspiracy involving many secret groups allegedly coordinated by the Illuminati, which resulted in the French Revolution of 1789. De Baruel claimed that the Illuminati's ultimate goal was the destruction of Christianity, the state, and society as a whole. Among the groups involved in the conspiracy, he named the Rosicrucians, the Templars, and the Jacobins. De Baruel characterized Werschaps as an abominable whim of nature and placed all responsibility for the activities of the secret societies on him. There is also an unsubstantiated version that many of the founding fathers of the USA, being Freemasons, were also Illuminati. The reverse side of the Great Seal of the United States features an unfinished pyramid with the all-seeing eye, a symbol of the Illuminati above it. The pyramid is surrounded by Latin inscriptions, Annuit coeptis, he has favored our undertakings, or the beginning of time, and Novus Ordus Seclorum, new order of the ages. The date at the base of the pyramid on the Great Seal of the United States is written in the Roman numerals MDCC LXXVI, 1776, which corresponds to the year of the adoption of the US Declaration of Independence. A similar image appears on the $1 bill. According to conspiracy theorists, both instances actually commemorate the founding of the Bavarian Illuminati Society, May 1st, 1776. Public statements by the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, in which he spoke favorably about the founder of the Illuminati order, Adam Weishaupt, also fueled the fire, giving rise to mass conspiratorial hysteria. The Illuminati are an example of how a real historical group can turn into a legend surrounded by myths and conspiracy theories. Although their real influence was limited, the ideas and images associated with the Illuminati continue to live on in culture and public consciousness. The blood libel, the most terrifying conspiracy theory. Now let's return to Rome. As I mentioned, both Jewish and Christian communities in ancient Rome faced severe persecution. There were several factors that contributed to this animosity. The monotheistic religion, which was different from the polytheism of ancient Rome, the differing traditions, and the economic aspect. Jewish communities were often involved in commerce and money lending, and where money is involved, there usually is resentment toward those who lend it. Additionally, Jews participated in several major uprisings against the oppressive rule of the empire. Therefore, it was common among Romans to spread conspiracy theories aimed at discrediting the Jewish community. One of the most widespread was the theory that Jews killed and used Roman children in sacrificial rituals. And so, approximately 1,000 years later, the Roman Empire no longer exists. But this conspiracy theory, in a twisted form, continues to persist. This is known as the blood libel. The blood libel is the false accusations that Jews kill Christian children to use their blood in religious rituals. It is one of the most enduring and sinister forms of anti-Semitism, re-emerging in the Middle Ages and originally in Rome, and spreading throughout Europe and beyond. In 1144, in Norwich, England, a boy named William was found dead. The Jewish community was accused of his murder for ritual purposes. A local monk, Thomas of Monmouth, wrote a chronicle claiming that William was killed by Jews. This accusation gained widespread attention despite the lack of evidence. In 1255, in Lincoln, England, a boy named Hugh was found dead. The Jewish community was again accused of ritual murder. King Henry III used this case for political and financial purposes, arresting and executing many Jews and confiscating their property. In 1475, in Trent, Italy, a boy named Simon was found dead. Local Jews were accused of his murder, tortured, and executed. Pope Sixtus IV later recognized Simon as a martyr, legitimizing the accusations and solidifying the blood libel in the public consciousness. In 1911, in Kiev, the Jew Mendel Bailis was accused of killing a boy named Andriy Yushchinsky. This case attracted international attention. Despite pressure from the authorities, Bailis was acquitted in 1913, which was a significant step in combating the blood libel. As we approach the 20th century, I want to add another piece to the puzzle and talk about the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, or the Protocols of the Wise Men of Zion, is a forged document that supposedly reveals a Jewish plan for world domination. Despite being exposed as a fabrication, these protocols have become one of the most famous and influential anti-Semitic texts in history. The Protocols first appeared in Russia in the early 20th century. The first known publication was in 1903 in the newspaper Znamia, published by Pavel Krushevan. There were various theories about who created the protocols. The prevailing theory is that the document was prepared by agents of the Okhrana, secret police in the Russian Empire, to discredit revolutionary movements and justify anti-Semitic repression. The protocols are purported to be records of a meeting of Jewish leaders discussing their plan for world domination. The text describes various methods to achieve this goal, including control over the media, the economy, and political institutions. The document contains plagiarism from earlier works such as the satirical essay Dialogues in Hell between Machiavelli and Montesquieu by French writer Maurice Joly, published in 1864. The protocols gained widespread notoriety after the Russian Revolution of 1917 and the subsequent Civil War. They were used by white armies and the monarchists to mobilize anti-Semitic sentiment. In the early 1920s, the protocols spread to Europe and North America. Various anti-Semitic groups, including the Nazis in Germany, used them. In 1920, Henry Ford published the Protocols in the United States in his newspaper Dearborn Independent, under the title The International Jew. In 1921, British journalist Philip Graves of The Times published a series of articles proving that the protocols were a plagiarism and a forgery. In 1935, a trial in Bern, Switzerland, officially recognized the protocols as a forgery. In Nazi Germany, the blood libel and the protocols of the Elders of Zion were used as propaganda tools to incite anti-Semitism. Adolf Hitler referenced the protocols in his book Mein Kampf as evidence of a Jewish conspiracy. The Nazis actively used this document to justify their anti-Semitic policies and the Holocaust, alongside the theory of the blood libel. Thus, through this example of a conspiracy theory, we can clearly see how a myth created 2,000 years ago is still used to incite hatred against an ethnic group. After the Holocaust and the bloody wars that claimed the lives of 50 million people, the theory of the blood libel continues to live on, albeit slightly evolved, through modern conspiracy theorists. One such figure is David Icke. Once a sports journalist, Icke declared himself the Son of God on national television in the 1990s and began publishing books in which he claims the existence of a global conspiracy. To be fair, in Icke's global conspiracy, Jews are not involved. Instead, he posits that reptilians are in control. Yes, he is the author of the theory that the world is ruled by reptilians from Nibiru. While there are clear echoes of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, it is more of a remix on the subject. Icke also offers theories about 5G and microchipping, also authored by him. Icke is not the only promoter of similar theories. Comparable ideas are spread by popular figures such as Alex Jones, Thomas Cohen, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. To understand the motives of these speakers, one only needs to look at the annual income each earns from writing books on global conspiracies, giving lectures, and participating in other media events. Therefore, with a high degree of certainty, I can say that modern conspiracies exist, but in a much more mundane form. They are the conspiracy of people promoting conspiracy theories to gain material wealth. Perhaps it is for the best that modern Neros no longer set cities on fire, but instead write books and tweets. But, to be fair, sometimes these books make more harm than bullets. To conclude on a positive note, let's try to formulate some principles that can help avoid falling into the trap of conspiracy theories. Rules of thinking. 1. Always check your sources. Verify the sources of information. What research does the author refer to? And how is this research recognized by the scientific community? 2. Don't look for the facts that confirm your hypothesis. Instead, seek out facts that disprove it. This is a scientific approach to hypotheses, constantly looking for the limits of your thinking and to test your beliefs. 3. Your beliefs and theories are not you. People are often identifying their personal identity with their opinions, making it feel like a personal attack when a belief is challenged or disproven. Remember that changing your mind doesn't always mean losing face or losing yourself. It means gaining new experiences based on new judgments, which is a form of personal growth. 4. Proper thinking culture. Don't reflect or argue about a topic without clear principles that define the rules of thinking. In Western culture, the laws of logic are considered fundamental for proper thinking. They are the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, the law of the excluded middle, the law of sufficient reason. 5. Follow Occam's razor. Don't multiply entities beyond necessity. 6. Understand the ego boost. Conspiracy theories often feed into a person's vanity and ego. They offer an invitation to an exclusive club and a false sense of increased personal significance through access to secret information. Adhering to a theory can make one feel superior to the uninformed masses, even though this feeling has no relation to the actual social status. Well, friends, that's it for now. Leave a comment about the craziest conspiracy theories you know. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next video on the Guild of Secrets channel.